believe shall come unto you. Like Job said, the thing I fear the most has come unto me. Hi lovelies, welcome back to my YouTube channel. Welcome back to my live stream again, and welcome back if you're watching this video on replay. I appreciate you like I will always do. Thanks for supporting me all the time, and please don't forget to like this video and leave me a red emoji for me to know you watched this video to the end, because it really supports the growth of my channel. So guys, on today's topic, we'll be talking about fear, the spirit of fear. What are fear? Maybe tomorrow, but if you enjoyed this video, feel free to check the video that I'll be doing tomorrow about how to conquer fear, how to deal with fear. Well, today we'll be talking about, we're going through what are the meaning of fear, what are the root causes of fear. So we'll be diving straight to the video. Like I said on the intro right now, whatever you fear and believe or think about shall be the reality, shall always happen and come to pass, because that I believe, or you've already believed it, and it shall come to pass and it shall be your reality. So what are fear? Fear, to my own understanding, it's a negative thought. It's a negative thought in our head or in one's mind that make us believe in things that are not true. For example, you're going to have an accident. You're going to lose someone that you love, that's close to you. Bad things are going to happen to your child or to your kids. And these are fear. These are fear as a result of the negative thoughts in your head. These are thoughts that keep repeating. You're scared that you're going to lose, or you have a fear that you're going to lost or someone close to you. Bad things or illnesses are going to happen to your kids. Are going to happen to your kids because you've seen these things happen to other people's kids or a family member, or you think it's normal, that you have those fear in your mind that it's going to happen, or because since you hear a lot about accident and it has never happened to you, you think you're going to have accident definitely one day, or you're going to lose someone because you think losing people or people around you keeps losing someone, it's going to happen to you one day. You have those fear. These are the result of negative thoughts in your head. Keep repeating and keep repeating. And trust me, one day these things are going to happen, and you're going to be like Job that said, the thing I fear the most has come unto me. And like Joseph Murphy said in his book of The Power of a Subconscious Mind. Thanks for joining me. Thanks for the like. And I've always said on my video, if you've not read that book or listened to the audio broadcast, like I said always, that I do listen a lot to audio broadcast on book. I don't read the book directly, but that's the part that I'm working on. But listening to it, that was one of the books that changed my life. I just did a refresh on the book again this week. Thanks for joining me on the book, The Power of Your Subconscious Mind. And like Joseph Murphy said, that they have two types of fear. Generally, we have two types of fear, and one of those fear are abnormal and normal fear. And the normal fear are the normal fear, with my own understanding of how I understand it and read about it, are the fear you were born with, or the ones we were told about or taught when we were little or growing up. Like, for example, your mommy or your teacher in school, or your mommy told you when you were growing up, like, before you cross the road, look at the both side of the road before crossing. Before crossing, and your teacher told you the same thing. These are the normal fear that we are born with or told or taught when we were growing up. This is normal, because before crossing the road, you have to look at the both side before crossing, so you don't get hit by by a car. And the both side of the road, okay, before crossing. And the other one is like you washing your hand. They taught you to wash, always wash your hand when you don't play. So you kill the germs in your hand before eating or touching any other thing. That's the normal fear. That's the normal fear. And the normal fear also includes the noise. When we are born, we all have the ability to hear and to feel. This includes also in the normal fear, like you have the ability to hear the noise. If, for example, you are in an office building and you hear the siren or the noise ringing, that sound as a danger to you, that yes, there is a danger in the office. You have to run for your life. You have to run for your life. And the normal fear also includes feelings. You have to understand that when you use a knife to cut your hands, you have that feeling, you have the pain. That's the normal fear. So what is the abnormal fear? The abnormal fear is the negative thought in your head that makes you fear. And this causes anxiety, makes you to be anxious and refuse you to do anything with your life. This is the abnormal fear. The abnormal fear is just like the fear that was imposed on us, or the negative thoughts that we keep repeating in our head that are not true. Like I've said before, fears are taught in our head, negative thoughts in our head that makes us to believe things that are not true, that convince us to believe things that are not true. And these abnormal fears are fear that makes us, that repeat talks in our head that makes us fear and causes anxiety and makes us to be anxious and refuse to do anything with our life and ourselves. Trust me, sweetheart, we all have something that we are scared of. Let's be sincere, we all have something that we are scared of. For example, for me, I'm scared of water. For example, I'm driving or I'm walking across a place that's like a big sea, a big river. My heart starts turning me. Like I feel so scared, like I'm going to drown or whatever. Those fears in my head. And I'm scared of dogs. I'm scared of snake. I'm scared of a lot of things. These are things that I can mention. For example, yours might be you're scared of swimming. Like I'm also scared of swimming. You are scared of height. You're scared of darkness. You're scared of driving. Things like this. Example, these are the thought or the fear that we have in our head that we are scared of. And the root causes of these things that we are scared of or fear about are the result of the negative thoughts in our head. Because things because of the things that we consume in media from family or friends. The reason why this abnormal the reason why this abnormal fear affect us a lot, because the normal fear is something that we're used to, we know already, we are born with this thing, we are born with the feelings, we are born with the noise, we are born with the feelings, we are born to hear, to understand that when a vehicle or a car is coming, we have to leave the road, or we have to hear when a alarm ring that yes, there's a danger in the office places, we have to run, of for our life. And the abnormal fear, most of these abnormal fear are fears that we've consumed from medias, from family, from friends. For example, you have the fear that you're going to die early, or you're going to get sick, or you're going to be infected by whatever cancer or any type of dangerous disease. Why? Because it's generic. Maybe your mom had cancer and died early, or have some type of generic sickness, and the person died early, and you think because of that you're still going to be affected by that sickness, you're going to be affected by it, and you have it in your head. Generic stuff, like for example, there's something that be happening in your family. Let me just make this example, sincere example, that said for the girls or the ladies in your family don't usually get married early, or they always leave marriages, and you're growing up, you see this thing, and you have those fears in your head to say, oh, the girls in my family or the women in my family always get married when they are 35 or 40, or when they get married early but they always leave the marriage, get divorced or whatever. Those are feared from family. They are posted into you, they are forced into you, and hold that fear in your head and keep believing it, keep having that feeling, and you're scared of it that, oh my God, I'm still going to get married in 40, or I'm going to get married early and I'm still going to get divorced. These are fear, family generic fear that you've imposed in yourself, and you have those feelings keep rotating. Those are abnormal fear. Some fear of is like some fear are fear of you're going to get accident, you're going to get drowned in the sea or in the river. That's why you're scared of swimming. You're going to get an accident. That's why you're scared of driving. And something's going to happen when you stay in darkness. That's why you're scared of darkness. You know, things like these are things we've watched from the media. These are things that we heard people said. These are things that you imposed on yourself or was imposed onto you from family. The things that you've seen, the things that you've watched. Like for example, in media, you kept watching those horror, horror movie that you see people get drowned in the sea, get drowned in the river, or people killed someone killed someone for some unnecessary reason, or some fear of racism. You know, things like this. These are things that you've consumed from media, the newspaper, the radios, the TV, and those fears was imposed onto you. Those was not your fear, and those are not normal fear. Those was fear that was imposed onto you from media, the things you've watched, the things you've listened to, from conversations from people, from conversation from family, generic fear. You know, these are things that was imposed onto you. You think and you keep rotating it. For example, I'm so scared of driving because if I drive, I'm going to get accident. And when I get accident, I'm going to die. Those are fears, are normal fear. They are not true fear. For example, I'm scared of swimming because I don't want to get drowned. I've seen a lot of people that get drowned and died. Those are abnormal fear, not normal fear. You said, I'm scared of dogs. Why? Why am I scared of dog? Because of my childhood experience, not that because I was beaten by a dog, but because I saw dogs, as an domestic animals, but they were so harsh. They used to bite people, the kids around me. So I was so scared. Whenever I see dog, I shiver. I don't want to go close. Things like this are childhood drama, the things that you saw when growing up, or the things that you've heard in conversation, things that you watch shaped your reality. And because of this, you have these fears in your head that it's going to happen. I will repeat thousands of times again to say that Job said, the thing I fear the most has come unto me. And when you continue holding this belief, holding this fear, they are going to happen, and they are going to happen as in your 3D reality. For example, you have a job right now. I'm just trying to give you example of normal fear and abnormal fear, because it's very important. These are the things that happen in our reality, in our day-to-day life. These are most of the fear that we hold in our head. For example, you have a job that you're working right now, the salary is good, the time is good, everything is good, but you keep having those fear. Like I've said before, fear are negative thoughts that keep rotating in your head. So you keep having those fear that one day you're going to lose the job, and one day you're going to go back to zero. You're not going to have job because this job is just too good to be true. You keep having this fear, like sabotaging yourself. I've done a video about sabotage. You can go watch the video. You keep having this anxiety, this fear that you're going to lose this job one day, and you're going to go back to bankrupting. Won't be able to pay your bills, your rent, whatever it is. And definitely, when you continue believing this thought, having this thought, you're going to lose this job, and you're going to say, what I fear the most has come onto me. For example, I'm just saying, I know I've said, for example, thousands of times, but let's just keep saying it like this. This is the best way that I can explain for your understanding. You have a perfect marriage, a perfect spouse right now that take good care of you, that love you genuinely, stay with you, do everything that you wanted in a relationship or in a marriage, but you refuse to accept them. Not that you're not accepting them, but unconsciously you're not accepting them, or consciously you're not accepting them, in the sense of you're so scared. Maybe your past relationship, or your past marriage, or the kind of relationship that you saw growing up with your parents was something like this, but it ended up bad. and you keep having this fear and this thought in your head that, oh, I don't think this is going to last. I don't think it's going to worth it at the end. I think this man or this woman is going to leave me at the end, leave me stranded for no reason. I don't think it's worth it. Keep having this thought. Like I've said before, fear is a negative thought in our head that keep rotating, and you keep rotating this thought. You keep rotating this thought, and one day, eventually, this relationship is going to end. The person is going to give up on you, or whatever is going to happen, and you say, I've always had this thought that you're going to leave me. I've always had this fear that you're going to leave me, that this is not going to last because it's too good to be true. It's not because it's supposed to happen. It's because of the fear and the thought and the anxiety you've imposed into yourself to believe, and it has happened, and what you fear the most has come onto you. You have a healthy child right now. The child is growing so healthy, well, sound, without any medication, running to and fro from the hospital, but you keep having this thought and this fear that something bad is going to happen to your child in school or at home, is going to get severely sick, is going to get accident, or whatever it is that you're having this fear about. You keep rotating it in your head, rotating it, having it to and fro that something bad is going to happen. It's a fear. It's not the true. It's not a normal fear. It's just a abnormal fear. I said before, Joseph Murphy said this. If you've not listened to the book, sweetheart, go listen to it. There are two types of fear, the normal and the abnormal. And if you're joining me on this video, go watch the video from the start, because these are abnormal fear. These are not our fear. These are not our thought. We impose these things onto us to start taking it and rotating it to make it our fear. If, for example, it might be because you think this thought, the main root of you having this thought of fear that your kid or your child is going to get sick and get affected by diseases or whatever it is, it might be because of what you watched in the media. You've watched this thing in the media, or the things that you're watching in the media on your Facebook, TikTok, whatever. It's where kids just get infected. Everyone are complaining that their kids are getting sick of fever or whatever it is. And you bring this fear into you and believe it that if these people, their kids are having whatever they're having, which means my kid is also going to get sick. You keep this anxiety inside of you, keep believing it, rotating it. And trust me, when you keep rotating it and believe it, it's going to happen. And when it happens, you say, the thing I fear the most has come onto me, sweetheart. He said, the thing I fear the most has come onto me. It's because you'll be having it inside of you. It's not your fear, it's an abnormal fear. These are things that fear can make us do. And because of this, you're so worried when your kids at school. You're so worried when your kids goes out with their friend or go to the sports ground or whatever you're not around them with, because of the thoughts that you keep absorbing in your head, keep entertaining in your head. Because of this, that you're going to lose your perfect job that is so good, you keep being, you keep start doing everything that are not necessary. Because I don't know the example that I can give about that. You look for a perfect example. For example, if you have something like this, because you think you're going to lose your job one day, it's too good to be true. You think you have to start saving extremely. You can't even eat your best food, go to the best restaurant, because you're going to lose the job. This is a fear. You think you're going to lose this perfect spouse that you'll be blessed with, this romantic love, this relationship that you have with your spouse. You think you're going to lose it one day because of the abnormal fear that you have. You start being overprotective, checking their phone, monitoring them. Who are you talking to? What are you doing? Where did you go? Why did you come back early? Why? Because of the thought and the fear you have inside of you. And because of this, you will sabotage this relationship and end this relationship, even when this relationship was not supposed to end like this. Because this relationship was supposed to, you guys are supposed to grow it to the end, because of the abnormal talk that you've placed here and entertain in your head. So, sweetheart, tomorrow, watch my tomorrow video. I will tell you how to deal with this fear, how to handle your fear without you believing it. Because these are fear, we all have our fears, but we are supposed to comfort our fears. We are supposed to reprogram our head to say, no, this thought is not my thought. This is an abnormal fear. So tomorrow I'll be doing a proper video on how to deal with your fear, how to handle your fear and anxiety, and still do those things. Have a fulfilled life. Go hard with your spouse without thinking they're going to break up with you or cheat on you. Allow your kids to have fun, enjoy themselves without having those fear in your head that something bad is going to happen to them. Go to your job, be fulfilled, enjoy your job, work at the perfect place that you'll be blessed with without thinking it's not going to last because it's too good to be true. So I'll be doing a proper video tomorrow on how to deal with these fears, because when you continue dwelling or entertaining these thoughts, what I fear the most will come onto you, and it will happen in the 3D reality, and you will be so amazed to see that, oh my God, my thought and my fear has come into my reality. So lovelies, thank you for joining me on this video. Let me quickly do a recap. I talked about fear. I said what are fear? I said fear or malunderstanding are thoughts in our heads that makes us believe things that are not true. For example, you're going to lose someone. That's just an example. And I said from Joseph Murphy, from his book, we have two types of fears. And one of those fear are abnormal fear and normal fear. And the normal fear are fear that we are born with, or we are taught when we are growing up. For example, we are born with like feelings to hear, to hear. For example, you hear an alarm ringing in the building, working office building, you know that there's a danger, you have to run for your life. Or for example, if you cut your hands, you know that it's going to feel bad, you're going to feel it inside of you. But the abnormal fear are those fears that would think that things are going to happen, things that we're going to die early, we're going to get sick, whatever it is that you fear. And we all have different kind of things that we are scared of, like I listed on the video, which I'm not going to go into it. And I said, when you continue entertaining this thought, continue believing these thoughts, they are going to happen in your 3D reality, and they're going to happen as Job said, what I fear the most has come unto me. You want to live your life fulfilled, joyful, happy, in peace with everyone, not monitoring or being scared or anxious or in anxiety because of the things you fear in your head. So, lovelies, thank you for joining me to the end of this video. Thank you for watching this video to the end. Please like this video so that YouTube can share this video to other audience, and leave me a red emoji for me to know you watch this video to the end. I love you. Don't forget that I love you. I got you. Yeah. Please watch my tomorrow video where I teach you, tell you on how to handle these fears, on how I've dealt with my fears, on how I've dealt with my and handle it. See you tomorrow again. Love you. Peace.